Did you guys pay attention yesterday when Kefee D in the courtroom was forced to take a public defender against his own will? Well, right now, he's at the will and the mercy of the court. I don't know if y'all caught that. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Blackjack. Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, Platinum Artist, Platinum Songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It's very much appreciated. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of the straight game, please do me a favor and hit what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys were aware and how many people seen the footage of Kefee D in court. But Kefee D was trying to appear as if he had money in reference to when the judge, well, essentially, let's be clear. Kefee D was forced. I'm going to say it again. Kefee D was forced to take a public defender, right? Despite his wishes to have magically, obtain Mr. Goodman, Ross Goodman, if you will, the judge told him, Mr. Goodman can basically, sign in as your attorney. Mr. Goodman knows how to do that. But for right now, so that we can get this case moving, we're going to sign you a public defender.
Yes, sir.
Plan on get Mr. Goodman back on board as my attorney.
Okay, sir, if you choose to do that at any time, Mr. Goodman knows how to substitute in, and that can be done at any time. But for today's purposes, to get this case moving, the special public defender will be appointed to represent you.
I don't know if a lot of you guys caught that, but yeah. And so this is the reason why I was saying that Kefee D doesn't have a chance in court, because he didn't even have a opportunity, basically, to, number one, pay for his own legal counsel, if you will, and number two, to be able to decide, his own fate involving legal counsel, and a lot of the people, like I said, Edie Fall, that I don't know if Edie Fall represented Kefee D prior, but I believe so, did not sign on to the case. So that's the reason why I say, I've been asked, well, why you say he don't, stand a chance? Basically, like I said, if you listen to what the judge said in the court, the judge basically told him, look, Ross Goodman, he knows how to, sign in as your attorney. And it's like, when Kefee D asked her about, I wanted to bring Ross Goodman back in on my case, he acted as if, it was something that the judge was preventing him from doing, or somebody else, the prosecution, was preventing him from doing. No, the fact of the matter is, Mr. Goodman had said it himself, is that people were trying to raise money, to help with Kefee D's legal counsel. As I told you guys before, this is a first-degree murder case with gang enhancements attached to the charges. And with that being said, usually cases like this, for the average Joe, which Kefee D is basically average Joe, basically the case is high profile because it involves Tupac. But a case like that would normally cost $100,000 just for a retainer, $50,000 on the lower side of it. And so, like I said, yeah, man, it's actually, think about, and you got a lot of people that really don't understand how that situation works. But, usually, most people who involving themselves in crime and, getting in trouble and things like that, they have bail money, they have money for a lawyer, usually, not all the time. and so, evidently they did some kind of accounting on Kefee D. Was he working? I've never seen him or heard of him working anywhere. The interviews that he was doing, they paid, but I'm sure he probably used most of that money for like living expenses and things like that. And so when it came down time to, after all the talking was done on YouTube and all these other channels and TV shows and things, we see that Kefee D basically couldn't even afford his own lawyer. And not only could he not afford his own lawyer, but then when he went to court, what was that, for the second time after it being postponed twice, the judge was like, no, I'm not going to play this postponement game, this delay game, and based on the fact that, here he is asking questions when she says, is this case going to the death review? He like raises his hand like, well, what does that mean? Once again, he has the public defenders right next to him, and he could have asked them that question. It seems like to me, to be perfectly honest, Kefee D is comfortable. Like I said, Kefee D is not a stranger to going to prison. He's been in prison, many a times, state prison, federal prison. So, this is par for the course for Kefee D. You know what I mean? So it didn't seem like he was in bad spirits. It seemed like he was, he was smiling. I'm like, wow, So there goes that nonchalant attitude again in regards to, being involved in taking somebody's life, But once again, I don't know if you guys caught that. He, asked her, can I, I want Mr. Goodman back on the case. And the judge basically said, yeah, you can have Mr. Goodman, and Mr. Goodman knows how to sign in on the case. But Mr. Goodman has already spoken and said that Kefee D did not have the money to pay him to represent him. That is a public knowledge. So I don't know why, the antics in court from Kefee D involving like, I want to get him, back on the case. Man, if he come up with the money, then yeah. But at the end of the day, it's rough, tough, and all that stuff, man. Once you're dealing with this real life, and then you're dealing with not just any suspect, you're dealing with Tupac Shakur. So this case is being closely watched by the public. You know what I mean? And like I said, that judge, she's not trying to make no mistakes. But more importantly, at the end of the day, yeah, Kefee D was not allowed to even choose his own legal counsel in this matter. The legal counsel was appointed to him basically against his will. He but this is how the process works. You can't just go into a courtroom and start trying to dictate what's going to go on, and we're going to wait for you and to get up your money and all of those things. It just don't work that way. And, like I said, you heard what she said, yeah, Mr. Goodman can come in and sign on, but right now, so that we can get this case moving, we're going to sign you a special public defender. And he not only has one public defender, he has two. And now, another thing, I don't know if you noticed this. So when Kefee D was about to ask her a question, the public defender was trying to, tell Kefee D something, I don't know what it was, but Kefee D then decided probably to go against the public defender's request or information and still ask the question. You see, so like I said, that's the reason why I say that he doesn't stand a chance. You have the public defender, and the public defender works for the state, the same state that the prosecution works for, and the state is now defending Kefee D. So the state is now defending Kefee D against state charges. Come on. How much of a chance does he have, in winning this case? Like I said, his best opportunity is to take a plea. And somebody also chimed in and told me, they said, well, Kefee D got a way out if he just said that he lied, to the people that he did the proffer agreement with. The people that he did the proffer agreement with. I said, well, if he lied, whether it's the Tupac charge, the murder charge, or him backing down and saying now he lied, or somebody forced him to say something in the proffer agreement, well, in the proffer agreement, he was under oath. So that's not only perjury, but like I said, that's lying, and they can, reinstate those charges, those drug charges that allowed Kefee D to escape the situation with Tupac when they gave him the proffer agreement. So it's a no-win situation. You can go and say, yeah, I lied, I made it all up, and, blah, 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 but that's simply not going to work. That works amongst your street friends and your buddies, you know what I mean, all of that. But when you get in the court of law and you under oath and all of that stuff, you don't only make it worse for yourself, because you tack on perjury charges, you tack on a whole bunch of other unnecessary stuff, other than what you already dealing with, which is a first-degree murder charge with gang enhancements. So, yeah. But like I said, he wasn't able to choose his own attorney, and that's a crushing blow. Despite all the posturing and, I'm trying to bring Mr. Goodman back in on the case, but Mr. Davis, the lawyer, said, so that we can get this moving, we're going to appoint you a public defender, whether you want one or not. Tell me what you guys think. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.